Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another TFO guide for Star Trek Online. Here we are in Dranuur Gauntlet. So the premise for this one, there's these three particular satellites we're going to have to go ahead, or three platforms anyways. And they'll have some satellites we'll have to upgrade eventually here. Enemies will come down, Alpha, Beta, Bravo, and Gamma planes here. And basically, we're going to have to go ahead and defend Dranuur from the Tzenketh. So, if you have Tzenketh in Space Endeavor, this is a perfect one for you guys. You will absolutely get your Tzenketh ships. The one trick I will say before going into this, when you're targeting or dealing with the Tzenketh, always go after the cruisers first. The reason for that is because the cruisers will actually buff the other ships. And it will actually make them a lot harder to deal with. So always focus on the cruisers and always attack them from the front if you can. For some reason, in this particular case, we're actually getting Borg, which is actually going to be interesting. Sometimes you get Tzenketh, sometimes you get random guys. So I actually forgot about that part in this particular case, so I apologize for letting you down, guys. But the premise for the TFO is pretty much the same. So now, we've entered the part where we're going to upgrade these satellites, the defense satellites around these platforms.
Parts are ready.
Now, nothing will come down Bravo right now for this particular phase. I had a little bit of frog over my throat. Now we go ahead and around here and activate. The satellites, we want to activate them all if we can. Of course, my ship's drift is making this very difficult. That is all the satellites activated. So now we're going to get waves and waves of enemies. Don't fear, you should be able to get this pretty darn quickly. The main thing is you want to kill as many ships as you can. You want to kill as many dreadnought ships as you can. The more dreadnoughts you kill, the more marks you get.
Up multiple enemy signals on sensors. Get ready.
Now, on Alpha and Gamma, they will come down two different sides. They'll come down straight from the front and straight along the side here. So you want to be careful. You want to grab both sides. You want to grab as many as you can. It's pretty much straightforward from there. You pretty much just straight rinse and repeat. You can fire off all your little tricks to keep yourself alive, keep yourself going, keep yourself in the fight for as long as possible. Like I said, the more you kill, the more marks you get. So, the healthier these satellites are, again, the more marks you get. So, most people won't have a problem with this because they're mostly made for high DPS with their ships. But even if you're not, this should be a pretty easy fight for you guys to do. You can get some pretty hairy enemies. As you can see, I am not immune to death myself, so we're a little too close to that warp core explosion. When you're doing this, make sure you don't fly through a warp or an exploding Borg cube. It tends to help you out. So let's get back into it.
Warning, ship is under attack.
There we go. Go ahead and help our friends out here. And not fly into another explosion. That would be fantastic. Alright, so those are Gamma's issues. Gamma's not doing too well right now, but we are focused on Alpha. That's what we should be focused on. As I said in previous TFO guides here, guys, if you're running a mine layer, always relocate your mines when you can. Helps cause less issues in the long run. If you have too many pets or too many mines on the map, things can glitch out. So just be aware of that. Make sure when you can, go ahead and relocate your mines to where the enemy is. That way they get used up. They don't just go to waste. So as I said before, I apologize, guys, that I thought this was a Tzenketh, the only one. Apparently it is not. It is a random enemy. You can fight all sorts of different enemies, apparently. I apologize for that, and I hope you guys forgive me on that one. But for the moment, we will continue this particular endeavor here.
Left shield failing. 4 shields
It
failing.
would be nice to,
Shields failing.
in this particular case, if the Borg were actually a nice little threat. Right now, they're not. They're pretty tame right now in this particular game. So, unfortunately, that is the case. Much of the gaming community here would actually love if the Borg were actually much harder. It used to be back in the day, if you had a Borg cube in a TFO or you were alone and you end up with a patrol or something with a Borg cube, you basically just warped out because nothing you can do about it. But now, pretty much straightforward. Now we go to the next phase where we're going to upgrade these defense satellites with things to defend. So now, if you're a tactical officer, you will give it a photon torpedo launch. If you're a science officer, you give it a tractor beam. And if you're an engineer, you give it a shield. My recommendation, this is my personal opinion, if you are an engineer, do not, I repeat, do not upgrade these particular satellites. Okay? The shield is annoying, and it doesn't really, it's not very effective anyways, guys. It sucks. Alright, so science and tactical, go ahead and focus on getting these upgraded. Engineers, stay back, don't apply your shield. It's annoying, and no one likes it. This guy can stop following me now, but you don't have to race towards it. We can actually just go ahead and let him go ahead and do that. Not a race, guys. There's no points for getting the most satellites. It doesn't matter. So these ones have set up with science. We set up ours with all tactical. This guy is not doing his job. I gave that one to you, dude, and you still didn't do it. So, you fail. But please, 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 if you're an engineer, do not.
Picking up the enemy flagship.
Seriously, do not do that. Do not apply your stuff. Now we got this tactical cube to deal with. I'm going to focus myself on the tactical cube in this particular case. Because I want those dreadnought kills. More dreadnoughts you kill, Of course, we do not want to let spheres in there. We do want our satellite to live. Take out these cubes, take out the spheres. So this part is just basically a rinse and repeat of doing this back and forth, and it's just basically a matter of protecting the satellites of all sorts here. We are going to probably die again. And this is a pretty straightforward part. Just wipe out the Borg, wipe out the enemies. That's pretty much it. Now the other thing to note is a time gated distance. Why are you? Oh, good. Love it when they just do that. I love it when they just leave it alone. Leave the starbase. Well, it doesn't end it at all. Gonna repair this satellite so we get our weapons going on it. The other one painful thing about the Borg is you'll get a lot of debris in the space that you have to fly through, navigate around. You know, clean up this stuff. We're gonna lose beta here probably too. Oh, never mind. We got it. We got it. I wasn't watching the time when we got it. So this is a good way to get your Lakari TFO or marks. You can get some fleet marks in here too. Well, that is basically it for Dranuur Gauntlet. I know this wasn't very probably the most detailed TFO I've done, but like I said, I completely forgot that it was a random enemy. I was pretty confident that it was just Tzenketh, so I apologize for that, guys. In the meantime, I hope you guys liked this particular video. I hope it helps you. I hope it guides you well in your journey in Star Trek Online. Until next time, guys, stay tuned and keep on gaming.